All right, we'll call the recess meeting there, time commission to order. Um, We have the adoption of the agenda, a motion to adopt the agenda. Wait a minute, do we have a quorum?
Yes, yes, sir, Mr. Merritt. If you'd like, I can do a roll call for our
Yeah,
listening
Yeah,
audience.
do that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Of course, Mayor Owens, present.
Uh,
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Here.
Commissioner Collins.
Here.
Commissioner Borland.
Here.
Commissioner Mann.
Here.
And Mr. Mayor, Commissioner Burke is called and has been called to duty at work, so he will not be present. So, but you do have a quorum, sir.
all right, we got a quorum. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion second, we don't have adoption of the agenda. Take a roll call.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Walker, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Collins.
Aye.
Commissioner Borland, aye or nay? And Commissioner Mann, aye or nay?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. The motion carried.
Motion carries, we have adoption of the agenda. Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you, sir. Next up on the agenda for the public, this is called presentations and reports. The first one on the agenda is called the Employee Service Award. And if it's all right, we will have the employee and the department head come forward while I read a few words. And we'll ask them to come to the front here for a short photo op. Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Commissioners, and the public, I am pleased to recognize one of our colleagues this evening as we celebrate service to the community by Troy Tugwell. Troy has been working in the Public Works Department for 5 years. In addition, he has been serving in waterfront operations at the downtown marina. Prior to his time with the town of Manteo, Troy worked in the private sector in areas ranging from dredging operations to food and beverage and beyond. Troy is well known for his strong work ethic and dedication to Manteo. I will now read from the plaque being given on behalf of the Mayor and Board of Commissioners. Presented to Troy Tugwell in deep appreciation and heartfelt thanks for 5 years of dedicated and loyal service to the town of Manteo. Thank you, Troy, for your continued service to our local community here in Manteo. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Troy. I'd like to add Troy's dad was mayor and time commissioner in days past, very good. I will say this about Troy. I looked out Saturday morning downtown Manteo, and you don't usually see a town employee on Saturday. Troy was moving trash cans around, and I waved and he waved, and I said, "Daggone, he's out here Saturday morning doing this." So that's over and beyond, to tell you the truth. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
Next up on the agenda, Mr. Mayor, that's item number 3B. These are the department head reports. In this particular case, in the COVID world, we are not having all the department heads appear. However, we do have the written department head reports. Every single department is reporting out every month with statistics, information on projects, programs, and all their operational details. Those reports can be found at manteonc.gov, and they were included in the public distribution of our agenda. But if anybody has any question about the department head reports, we're happy to answer those questions here at Town Hall at 473-2133. Next up on the agenda, item number 4. This is public comment. And these directions are for our listening audience so they can hear the same thing as our in-person audience. Members of the public are invited to address the Board of Commissioners on any topic. Public comment is not intended to require the board to answer any impromptu questions or to take any action on items brought up during the public comment period. Speakers will address all the comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. Discussions between speakers and members of the audience will not be allowed. Time limits are 3 minutes per person or 5 minutes per group. Please identify yourself and location so that your statements can be recorded. Now, because we have a hybrid meeting, if it's all right with Mr. Mayor, we'll ask first if members of the in-person audience would like to go first, and then we'll look on our screen to see if folks out in our listening area want to call in. That's all right, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
We'll recognize folks here in the audience. All right, so we've got some folks here in the audience, and we have the lectern over here, and we got the microphone on. All right. So if anybody in the audience would like to approach the lectern, please go ahead and identify yourself and your location and share your thoughts. And this is the public comment session. This is not the community needs assessment, just for the sake of argument.
Hello, my name is Jesse Davis. I live here in Manteo. You may recognize me from a presentation I made about a year ago regarding mountain bike trails. I showed a video and spoke for a few minutes and answered questions and engaged in some sort of brainstorming with some of the members about potential places for trails and the nature of coordinating perhaps with the county. Anyway, I'm just here to ask that please you would include mountain bike trails in your upcoming budget. Mountain biking is an extremely popular activity. It's enjoyed by children, it's enjoyed by families and adults. It's a safe place and a safe way to enjoy cycling and exercise and have a little bit of fun. I don't know if you heard or read about a meeting on Monday night at the town, at Kitty Hawk Town Hall regarding mountain bike trail access. There was a big turnout. I think the Outer Banks Boys said it was about 50 people out in the parking lot. I counted a little more. There was about a dozen socially distanced people indoors. Many people got up and spoke, children, adults, men, women, all in support of mountain bike trails. The overarching themes seem to be the safety aspect of it, that cycling is a difficult thing to participate in our area, and that mountain bike trails would provide a safe place to do that. And just to remind you, a mountain bike trail is a rugged, rustic dirt trail in the woods that's intended to ride a big tire bicycle on. So anyway, I just want to reiterate that it's an idea that whose time has come, and I think these things exist all over the place. I think we should get one too, and please think about us when you're crafting your budget for the coming year. And that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Paul Henriquez.
Paul, if you'd
Yes,
like,
sir.
if you want to, you can take that mask down if
Okay.
it's hampering you. You're up there by yourself. You're 10 foot
Okay.
from everybody.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm currently a resident of Kitty Hawk. I currently chair the recreational committee there. I would say I've spearheaded the project to access the coastal reserve for the town of Kitty Hawk. We worked on that for 3 years. We obtained grants. And as Jesse said on Monday night, there was a special town council meeting to address the coastal reserve restricting the use of mountain bikes on that property. The town voted unanimously to turn down a $70,000 part of grant in order to not have a stronghold basically on the use. So it was a win for bikes. So I want to add to that the North Carolina recreational plan, master plan, which is updated as of last year. If you look through that, it's a 179-page document. Time after time refers to surveys. It refers to regional managers, recreational managers in areas, and stresses the not only the popularity but the growth of mountain biking as an activity, as a safe activity, as a way to get children, people like us out in the woods, off the roads in a safe environment to enjoy bicycling. So as far as the state is concerned, it's becoming a need, or I'm not going to say a priority, but it's becoming a need. It's people that are surveyed throughout the state are identifying that it is something that is becoming very popular. And I would really like to express being a proponent of the town of Manteo to not only allocate some funds, but maybe go after some grant money, or allow some of the property be used for mountain bike trails. And volunteer groups typically can usually form that not only build the trail, but help maintain the trail. So even as far as the town is concerned, you know, there may be some initial funds that would have to be appropriated to get it off the ground, but then it's turned over to a volunteer group that pretty much takes care of it from there. And that is something that's been reflected not only in this state, but in Virginia and other states throughout the East Coast as far as mountain biking is concerned. So thank you for hearing me.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and board. Thank you so much for allowing us to come and speak to you this evening. My name is Valerie Netsch, and I reside in Nags Head. My husband and I have been avid cyclists for too many years. And we've done the whole race circuit of cyclocross and road criteriums and road races. We've even ridden our bicycles across the country. That's how much we love our bikes. But now we're getting a little older, and those crashes hurt a little more, and the recovery is a little harder. And we've had some really scary moments riding on the road. So we have given that up, and we have fallen back in love with off-road riding, specifically mountain bike riding. We recently, this past weekend, we traveled 2.5 hours outside of Williamsburg to go mountain bike riding at Freedom Park. Huge, huge venue. And it's great for all ages. So we're just asking and hoping that our towns will support us, not just us here, but the community at large, in creating safe cycling for us in nature. And we're all on board to help with that effort, maintaining the trails, being a cohesive volunteer group to support the effort. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
I'll take my turn. My name is Robert Netsch, Valerie's husband. And just a footnote on the Freedom Park experience. I was blown away with how popular it was last weekend. Of course, we'd had whatever 2 or 3 weeks of rain in February. Finally had some nice weather in March. Everybody was out. But there was 2 filled parking lots of people out enjoying the venue. And a lot of those people probably were not locals like us, coming in to just have a good afternoon and spending some money while they're there. Roanoke Island's a beautiful place, probably some venues here that would work. And this could actually be a bit of a draw in the off season. Most of us don't really want to ride in the woods when it's hot and buggy and snaky in June, when everybody else is here already for other activities. But from November through March, April, it's a great alternative. So it would also be an opportunity maybe for the town to get some visitor dollars in the off season. But again, mostly I'm not in it for any aspect of money. It's just for outside fun and exercise. Thank you.
All right, it's all right, Mr. Mayor. Since we have all the members of the audience who have spoken, I will go to the people online and see if we have anybody who'd like to speak. So we're gonna look up the screen. So we may have a few callers here who are dialing in. If you'd like to speak in the public comment section, please hit *9 on your phone and the system will virtually raise your hand and you'll be recognized to speak. All right, so we have a caller who is dialing in. We'll identify you only by the last 4 digits of your phone number, and that is 9779. And our colleague here will go ahead and unmute you. So if you'd like to go ahead, proceed, give us your name, location, and give us your public comment, please.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Sonny Macaranis, and I live in Nags Head currently, and I lived on the Outer Banks for probably over 30 years, and bicycling's been a big part of my life, pretty much all my life, and I just think that having something over there in Manteo will just benefit for all of Dare County, and it will just bring nothing but positivity and good things to the area. That's all I'd have to say.
All right, so we may have other callers. We do have other callers online. If any of those other callers would like to make a general public comment here, please hit *9 on your phone and it will raise your hand. All right, one more time, see if anybody would like to participate in the public comment segment. Hit *9 and your hand will be raised. Mr. Mayor, I don't see any other hands raised, sir.
All right. Would anybody else like to be heard? All right, we'll now close public comment period and move on, James.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Item number 5 on the agenda. This is new business. This is the community needs assessment segment. In this particular case, the town of Manteo has been, over the last couple of years, has been expanding its community engagement with the budget process. For example, if anybody would like to go to the town's website, they can see how, even on our homepage, they can see our interactive budget and look at departments, revenue, the different funds, how the taxpayer dollars have been appropriated and are being spent on their behalf. In addition, though, we wanted to make sure to increase the number of opportunities for the public to comment in the budget process as early as possible. Now, we acknowledge that some of the community needs are identified are general community needs, and that can help inform future ideas, even over a period of years. But first thing to start with is listening. Now, as we have made outreach to the public in a number of different ways on this topic, everything from newspaper ads to social media, kiosk and website postings and more, we have had a few people who have commented on this particular topic of community needs. One person who had commented was mountain biking. They've represented earlier today. We'd also heard feedback on in board meetings about sidewalk connections, stormwater improvements. A couple that came in quite recently. One was some assistance to the cookhouse. The town does have budgeted funds for repair and maintenance of the Pea Island Cookhouse Museum, as well as the attendant boat shed and the adjacent lands. But the question came in as to program type activities. Of course, the Pea Island Cookhouse Museum has as the organization managing it is a Pea Island Preservation Society, Inc., also known as PIPSI. And that information is found both on the PIPSI website as well as the town of Manteo's website as well. And the last comment that came in, the last person that came in was asking a couple things. One was about more boat ramps in the area. The town does have a boat ramp that it maintains. The question is, are more boat ramps needed? And also a question came in that was outside of our scope, which is about veterans health care. However, with that one, I've made the referral to our contact in the Veteran Services Office at Dare County and trying to get some assistance for that person. So those are some of the comments that came in before the meeting as part of our publicity effort, where we said, if you can't come to the meeting, please email us. But now that we're at this segment of the agenda, there may be people on the phone who are coming here specifically for that. Also, but I will look to if it's all right, Mr. Mayor, I'll look to the audience first, see if anybody wanted to add anything to the community needs assessment, or if they've already mentioned their thing. If nobody's here standing up for that, then I'll go ahead and look to the screen and see if anybody on the screen would like to hit *9. If you were here for the community needs assessment and sharing your thoughts about the needs in Manteo, the town of Manteo, go ahead and hit *9 on your phone and your hand will be raised. All right, so we do have one hand raised, and it is shown on the screen as Tim Teeple. Our IT director has gone ahead and unmuted you. So, Mr. Teeple, if you'd like to proceed with your comments on the community needs assessment.
All right, my name's Tim Teeple. I live at 410 Devon Street. With the community needs and discussion about the budget, since the pirate ship, Pirate Adventures, has left, we have lost quite a dramatic of youth and tourists. And once upon a time at the boathouse, We used to have programs such as Build a Boat and other kid programs that would actually bring more youth into the area. I would like to see something start back up at the boathouse since it is a museum as well. It will be very beneficial for the area. Also, with the mountain biking that I have heard as well, after being a former mountain biking guide and also working for Dare County Parks and Rec, I believe that anything that could be steered for the youth to recreate, other than the skate park, which is very much used in the area, that a mountain bike area would be a great opportunity for the resident youth to get out and also exercise. But with the town needs, I would like to see some kind of educational experience come out of the boathouse. And the Build a Boat process that used to be was a great program that all the kids used to come to. Other than that, as we all know, number one thing that happens in Manteo is also restrooms. So if we could start looking at restrooms as well, because now that we are expanding our parking lots and there's only 2 restrooms located in the town of Manteo that is for the public, overall, this might become an issue. Thank you very much, commissioners.
All right, so we'll go ahead and look at the screen, see if we have another caller. Any other caller who's interested, please hit *9 on your phone and we'll see if your hand is raised. All right, we have lost a couple callers since we first started the meeting, but we still have a half a dozen up there. If anybody would like to be heard on the community needs assessment, please hit *9, it will raise your hand. Mr. Mayor, I'm not seeing any hands raised on the screen, sir.
Okay. Let's ask one more time. Would anybody like to be heard on community needs assessment? All right, we'll close that business section down. All right, mayor comments, commissioner comments. I got a few. I'm glad you folks are here. I remember this gentleman coming last meeting and he had a good presentation. I think it was about a year ago. And I totally agree with you. And I wish we had done something earlier, and I think we just dropped the ball in and paying attention to it, tell you the truth. But I see no reason why we couldn't, and it would depend on you folks out there that's familiar with this, to form a committee, the town have a committee made up of people of some of these people that know what they're talking about as far as a mountain bike trails. I think they mentioned out there the dump where they had the old hills and everything and everywhere else. Anyhow, we could form a committee, or leave it up to y'all, but be authenticated by the board that we could get a start. And I would assume you'd have to have a plan and path where it should go, how it should be, and everything else. And again, I know nothing about it. You know, Jason might, but But I see no reason we couldn't start somewhere. It's going to take a start. And I would leave it up to the town manager to get it organized and get it going with his thoughts, and see if we could get somebody together, maybe a committee, just to probe into it right now and see where it leads. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I put an ad in the paper. I paid for it myself about bicycle enthusiasts coming to Manteo, about the trail. You can go to the Lost Colony, you can go to the aquarium, you can go all over town, go up Pirates Cove all you want to, you know. And I helped Mark Bass Knight in the original bicycle trail. That was 100 years ago. And it was very accessible and usable, but you're asking for something else outdoors, kind of rough riding, I would call it, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't work toward a plan and make it workable, because you're not talking about a lot of money right now as much as organization and with a plan going forward. So I don't know how you all would feel about it. You can't discuss, I mean, it's mayor comments is what it is. But I would like to see us pursue it. And I don't know how y'all feel about it. And I will say this, is Frankie here?
No, sir, he's.
Frankie,
he's
this is
here.
no,
Is
this is
he?
no reflection on you.
He's hiding in the back.
Because your crew works like daylights. But I got to say this, you got bosses that tell you what to do, so I'm not blaming you, but I think Tyler Manning is about the dirtiest I've ever seen. I ride through it 2 or 3 times every day. And you know, it's just like, we know a little bit about cooking. A good cook cleans his pots and pans as he goes. He don't wait till the last minute. And I'm saying that I know we've got a big building project down here, thanks to the commissioners. And it could be cleaned up a little better as it goes. Now, it might be the contractor's fault, I don't know. Somebody needs cleaned up. And we need to do a little bit better job on the streets right now. It used to be immaculate, but all of a sudden it's not. I'm gonna make some people mad and I don't give a damn. That's just the way I feel. And of course, the bicycles and trails, I've already addressed that. Christine?
Yes, sir. You actually stole my concern, and that was the trash and the litter that I've been seeing. I've been walking through town some with my dog now that it's gotten a little bit nicer, and there is so much, I guess, from the COA project down to the town common. And from the wind, I'm sure has played a part, but there's so much trash and litter everywhere that it looks bad. And that's the only thing I had to say as well.
Okay. Christine, you noticed the flagpole was gone.
What is that?
It was a little joke. I said, the flagpole was gone at the cemetery.
Oh, it's going?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look
I think
when I get drive.
I told James the cemetery committee needs to handle that, and you, the head of the cemetery oversight committee, maybe we can think about a big flagpole out there for everybody.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. That's a great idea.
I'm not getting any, but anyhow. Okay.
No, that'd
All right.
be
Darryl?
great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say we could put it.
Yeah,
What did he say?
Him and Christine both were trying to talk.
I don't know that Commissioner Walker finished, sir.
Oh, Christine, are you through?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's fine. Thank
Darryl?
you.
yeah. About a year ago, we did have some local bikers that came to the meeting and talked about building bike trails. So I think we need to look at it a little bit more detail and maybe get the town manager involved in it and see what he can do. Find some spots in the town to build a trail. And like the mayor said, it wouldn't cost very much to get it going, and I think the bikers would take care of it after that.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay, Darryl. Eddie?
No, sir, I don't have a thing. Thank you.
What did
He
you say?
said he didn't have a thing.
Okay. I'm having trouble. Rich? Oh, Rich is not here. Jason?
Yeah, I'll pile on the biker thing, and kind of echo almost everything the mayor said, which starting out, I mean, you did come here a year ago and gave a great presentation and everybody was like, that's awesome, we should do it. And there's just so much going on in town that, we did you a huge disservice by, not staying on it. And so, I mean, I think it's been a crazy year. We got a lot going on, pulled in a lot of different directions, but this is it's a low cost, high impact thing. And, you talk about travel revenue. Well, it's also, local use. I mean, we get these rogue, beautiful days in January and February, and that would be filled. So I think I appreciate you guys staying on it. Unfortunately, that's what it takes. And I think we should wake that conversation back up. So thank you.
Okay, Betty?
I'm gonna do better than that. I will be willing to work with the committee, serve as the commissioner assigned
You know,
to
you
that
could, you could be the sign letters on here.
liaison. So I'll give y'all my information and, I can guarantee you, look at it and get some steps going. I'll get with the manager. Give y'all
James?
my cards while I leave. Thank you for coming.
James Benny will be your buddy.
Understood. Look forward to it.
All right, any other comments come before the board? All right, we have a reason to, adjourn until, March 26th at 9 o'clock for the budget retreat.
I move to recess the meeting until March 26th, 9 a.m. for the budget retreat.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, moved and second, we, adjourn until March 26th, 9 o'clock, budget retreat. Take a poll, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Walker, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Collins, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Borland, aye or nay?
Aye.
And Commissioner Mann, aye or nay?
Aye.
Mayor, the motion carries.
Okay.